Hi, we're here in French Square, and this is French Square is Talking, and we have the officers of the Winthrop Farmers Market. And we have, to my left, is Tom Hankard, the treasurer.
Hi, Judy.
Hi, Tom. And we have the vice president, Kathy Stacy.
Hi, Judy.
Hi, Kathy. And we have the president, Matt Morano. Hi, Matt. And we have our secretary, Meryl Frank. Hi, Meryl. Thanks, guys, for coming and being here.
Thanks for having us, Judy.
So we have our first French farmers market coming up. Matt, would you like to tell us a little bit about the when and where?
Our first market's going to be on Sunday, June 21st, which is Father's Day. It's also the first day of summer. We have an exciting lineup. A lot of the farmers from last year are coming back, and we have some new vendors as well. We're going to have 2 food trucks, a great musician called a group called Heaven Sent, which is Ed Meredith and John Mayer will be performing. They were here last year, and they'll be back again playing guitar, keyboard and bass.
Yep.
And we're running from 11 to 2 p.m. We'll run all summer, every other week from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m., starting on the 21st and ending October 25th.
Okay, great. And how many vendors and farmers are going to be here? Meryl, can you?
I think up to date we're at 28 vendors in total. About 6 farmers?
Yeah.
And craftspeople and information booths and jewelers and woodworking people and dog treats, organic dog treats, I think, which will be a big, success. So.
Great. I'm sure people are looking forward to it because every year it just gets bigger and bigger, and people seem to really engage in it every year. So we look forward. And how long does the farmers market go this year until?
It goes. There will be 10 events running from Father's Day to to October 25th.
So a little bit longer this year than last year. So
A lot of people were asking for us to go to October.
Because there's different vegetables that harvest later in the year and stuff. So, and so people, of course, want to buy those things. So, so it should be hopefully a nice day, and it's going to be right down here at French Square. And we have there's a mission statement. Tom, would you like to tell us about that?
I'll tell you about it. I mean, really, the Winthrop Farmers Market is committed to providing Winthrop with access to fresh, organic produce from independent farmers to showcase the unique foods and also with small businesses through the organization of the farmers market. It's really just to get more people down here into the center. We want to, this is the center of Winthrop, so just to get more people in from Winthrop here, and we got a lot of people have been asking me the entire year long, when's the farmers market? It's coming. So we just want to help in the revitalization of French Square and Winthrop Center.
Yeah, it should be. We're a small town, so we need more events and family type events, too, for our little family and stuff. So, can one of you mention a couple of the farmers that are coming?
I think Tom has the list.
I do have the list.
Okay.
So we have actually all the farmers that were here from last year are returning. And actually they're from Vermont. We have a maple farm. We have Hackleboro Orchards. We have Brookwood Farm. We have a couple bakeries. They're going to be coming. It's going to be come hungry this year to the farmers market because we're going to have a lot more food. We have the guacamole again. Everyone loved the guacamole, so she'll be back this year. And also the food trucks, as Matt said. So we're going to, definitely come hungry here to the farmers market.
Definitely, because it's right there in the middle of the day at lunchtime, and they can go sample things at all the food tables and take home some great fresh veggies and stuff. So once again, our first farmers market is going to be on Sunday, Father's Day, June 21st from 11 to 2 here at French Square in Winthrop.
And don't forget our website, winthropfarmersmarket.com. come.
Great. Thanks, everybody. Bye. Yeah.
Good afternoon, Winthrop, and welcome to another episode of French Squares Talking. I'm Lisa DeViscovi, and I am here with Dave Hubbard. Hello, Dave.
Hi, how are you, Lisa?
I'm great, thanks. I understand the Strawberry Festival is coming again.
Yes, it is.
Do you think you could tell me the history?
You're familiar with the Dean Winthrop house, aren't you? And that's the oldest wood frame house in the United States that's been continuously lived in. Well, the Winthrop Improvement and Historical Association was formed in the early part of the 1900s, and we bought the house about 1905, and about 1910 we started to have a caretaker live in it because you had to have somebody live in it all the time. And then in 1912 we had our first Strawberry Festival, and by the way, I'm going to be writing an article about that, which is going to be in next week's transcript. I don't know if you've ever read any of my articles, Winthrop Then and Now. Steve Moran and I put those in every week. And this one's going to have a picture in it of the back of the house in 1912 with a Strawberry Festival going on, and a little girl in a white dress standing there pensively looking, wishing she could be there, having a Strawberry Festival with the rest of them, a strawberry shortcake with the rest of them.
So when is the Strawberry Festival?
Strawberry Festival is going to be on Tuesday, June 16th. And it runs from 5:30 to 7:30, and we have usually music there. Dave Limina, who is a music teacher in town, has a group of high school students who come there, and they play music for the people that are there. We give tours of the house for those who would like to see it. Of course, we have the strawberry shortcakes, and we'll have things to sell there. Some books, history books, and things like that.
And how can the community buy tickets?
You can buy tickets by calling Ethel Kelly, who's the president of our association. You can call my wife, which is Claire Hubbard, and our phone number is 846-2901. And by the way, since you're talking to me, I think I ought to sell you 2 tickets. I happen to have 2 with me.
And I'm ready to buy them.
Oh my goodness, we got that down pat, don't we? Okay, here are 2 tickets for you.
And here you go.
Okay, it's $12, and I owe you change. Yeah.
Well, Winthrop, I hope to see you at the Strawberry Festival. I've got my 2 tickets. It's going to be a yummy afternoon. See you then.
Okay, and here's your change.
Hello everybody, we're at Ace Hardware on Main Street in Winthrop. We're here with Paul Leavy, the general manager of Ace. We're going to talk about grill safety today, not cooking, but just about the safety that people should take into their town when they're doing their grilling this summer. Excuse me. So Paul, give me some do's and don'ts.
Well, to begin with, we're dealing with propane, which is a highly flammable gas, so we need to be careful when we use the propane. And there's certain steps that you should follow each time you light the grill or attach the propane tank, so maybe that's the place to start.
Okay.
Okay, so when you first hook the tank up, you want to make sure you have a good connection and you don't have gas leaking beyond the tank. So hook the hose up, take a couple of seconds, smell for gas. If you don't smell any gas, then you probably don't have a leak right at the tank. Make sure you open up the cover of the grill and see if you smell any gas coming from inside the grill. If you do and the knobs are shut off, you have a leak someplace. When it's time to light the grill, you want to make sure the cover is open. You don't want a big buildup of gas underneath the cover. I've actually seen what happens if you leave the cover down, you let gas build up, and then you light it, you have an explosion. So you want to make sure you've got plenty of air in there, that the lid is open. Push the button a couple of times. If it lights, you're good to go. If it doesn't light, shut the gas off for a minute or 2, let the gas dissipate, and try it again. You don't want a big buildup of gas.
So if you had, let's say you had the grill from last year. You got it last year. Because of electronic ignition now, you have a battery in there. So that might be a problem. It might not be lighting because the battery might
Correct.
be.
If it doesn't light, usually in today's modern grill, you'll hear a clicking sound when the igniter is trying to ignite. If you don't hear that, check and see if the battery's dead. If your igniter is just no good, you always have the option of lighting it with a lighter. But again, you want to be real careful and make sure you don't have a big buildup of gas before you do that. And again, if it doesn't light right away, you've got some other problem. So stop. Another issue with grills is the buildup of grease. So you can have a fire getting going pretty good inside your grill, and then you've got gas and you've got a big fire going. So if you do have a buildup of grease, shut the gas off, close the lid, and let the fire extinguish itself.
No water.
No water. If it's bad enough and you have available a fire extinguisher and you really think you need that, a powder extinguisher or baking soda, if you think you need that, you could do it. But generally, just closing the lid, let the fire burn out, actually can be a good thing because it'll get rid of all of that grease that's built up inside your grill.
Paul, the placement of grills. People, put them everywhere. You go in town, you see them on patios, you see them up on decks.
Decks, yeah. So very important fire code is you can't put it above a deck on the first floor level. So you can't put a grill up on the third floor of your three-decker or up on the roof of your house. Obvious reasons, the grill gets going on fire, and now you're involving the structure. So you not only want to make sure you're not above the first deck, you want to keep the grill away from your house altogether. So you don't want to set your grill 2 feet away from your garage or your house, light the grill, then you have a problem, your house goes up also.
And actually, you could have a problem even if you're not using the grill, because propane is heavier than air, and if it's on the second floor and the propane is on and it's drifting down, maybe somebody on the first floor is going to light a cigarette. Bye-bye.
Absolutely. So, we don't let people bring propane tanks into the store for that reason. We don't want gas in there. All our transactions take place outside of the store when it comes to propane.
Okay, great. Paul, thank you for the tips.
You're welcome.
We're here at Ace. How are things going this year? The grill business has been good?
Grill business is out of sight. Grill business is the best we've ever had. So we're really happy about that, and I think people tired of this winter and ready to get going for spring. So thank you very much.
And I noticed you relocated your annuals.
We did. We brought our garden center into the back. We have a nice greenhouse here, and people have really loved it. It's a great shady area, nice spot. People want to just hang out here even if they're not looking for plants.
Great. Excellent, Paul. Thanks again.
Thank you so much.
Talking to Paul Leavy at Ace Hardware on Main Street in Winthrop. Any questions about grilling, come on down and see Paul or one of the members of his staff.
Welcome to French Squares Talking. I'm here with Ralph Tufo of the Squeeze Box Stompers.
Good afternoon.
We're here to talk a little bit about the Katrina Roadhouse, a play that Ralph and the band are presenting in September of this year at the Winthrop Cultural Center.
Right. This is a play that I wrote. It's based in the aftermath of Hurricane Katrina. When I went to New Orleans after Hurricane Katrina on some rebuilding projects, I spoke to people who were there. I heard their stories of survival and recovery, and I decided what better way to present these stories than in a musical form, since I play in a band that plays Cajun and Zydeco music. So we are putting on the play September 11th and September 12th at the Winthrop School of Performing Arts in the E.B. Newton Cultural Center. It's a fundraiser for Common Ground Relief organization, which was one of the first organizations to provide support for New Orleans residents. I consider it a Winthrop project. We're getting help from the Winthrop technical support from the Winthrop Playmakers, the Winthrop School of Performing Arts. We have some Winthrop actors there. So I'm really looking forward to it. We're doing auditions coming up June 7th and 8th. And if people want to audition for any parts in the play, they can email me, ralphtufo@gmail.com, and I can send individuals character descriptions, the script, and audition information.
Great, thanks. Yeah, there's a really great organization there with Common Ground Relief Fund. And we had actually a lot of New Orleans residents who got relocated up here to Boston. Have you met anyone who ended up this way?
I met several people when I go to the Rhythm and Roots Festival down in Rhode Island. There are a lot of people who I met who were from Louisiana, and they were telling me some stories. So I actually incorporated some of their stories as well.
Yeah, it's something that wasn't just felt in New Orleans, but the ripple effect has been felt all the way up here in Boston. And it's 10 years this year since the event, and there's still a lot of people who are homeless or relocated, and Common Ground Relief Fund is really helping those people a lot. So it's great that you decided to do this as a fundraiser.
Well, one of the things that I've noticed from talking to some of the organizations is they work together, like the people from New Orleans have been working with the people who suffered from Hurricane Sandy. So, I mean, this play is not just about New Orleans. It's about people who have to overcome obstacles. And as we all know, we all have to overcome obstacles. So there's more of a common thread throughout this play. And it's a musical. There's entertainment. It's not all serious. There's original songs that I've written in the play. There's dancing. There's humor. Hopefully it'll be an entertaining night. And admission is free. We will be establishing a website where people can log in to reserve a seat because there's only 100 seats available for each night. We're also going to invite the audience to come in for the dress rehearsal as well.
Great. Thank you so much. I hope that you'll all get a chance to see it. And if you want more information about it, tell us one more time where to look.
Well, you can look on the Squeezebox Stompers website, www.squeezeboxstompers.com. You can go to Facebook and just log into the Katrina Roadhouse, which is our Facebook page, or email me, ralphtufo@gmail.com.
And one last place, you can also go on Indiegogo. There is an Indiegogo fundraiser for it because we want we want all the proceeds to go to Common Ground Relief Fund, but it still costs money to put on the event, right?
Right. So you can go to Indiegogo.com, put in the Katrina Roadhouse, and you'll find information about how to support the production costs of the performances.
Great. Thank you so much.
Well, we're here at the bridge, at one of the newest bakeries or cafes, one of the newest businesses in town. We're here with John Scatino. John is the proprietor of Adriana's Cafe and Coffee Shop, pastry, etc., etc. Brand new. He's been opened. Actually, you had a soft opening.
Exactly. We had a soft opening on May 6th. Just put some balloons out there and. It was overwhelming. People just started coming in.
I don't think you have to have a grand opening.
I don't think so. Not anymore. But very, very pleased. And it's just been a constant flow of people. It's wonderful.
John, tell us about the coffee shop. You have coffee, pastries. Just tell us about the whole concept.
Well, what we try to do in the cafe side is to research very good coffees with organic backgrounds. And where it's not organic, it's actually organic by forfeit in the countries that we get the coffee from, because they have no pesticides and no type of, how would you say? They're nice clean farming, the old-fashioned ways with the coffee beans. So we do that, and we have a gentleman. He goes all around. He's been all around the world, and he searches out good coffees, and it's actually really, really paying off because everybody is very, very positive about the coffee. We're getting tremendous feedback.
Now you're very organic even into the baking process.
Exactly. What we do there is we bring nothing into the premises that have any type of, once again, artificial flavoring, artificial coloring, and all that stuff. It's all natural and organic in many places where we can be. In other words, we have a muffin that has organic blueberries, it has organic eggs, the flour is all natural, so it's basically has a lot of organic ingredients. And nothing coming to do us with hydrogenated fats or anything. Otherwise, it just goes against our theme. Yes, exactly.
I was in here the other day, and I noticed even when I went over to have the cream put in my coffee, even the cream is organic and the sugar is organic.
Exactly, as much as we can. But the other day, we'll be honest, I had to run out for half and half, and it was all natural but not organic, so I had to take the organic sticker off there and just said, you know, half and half. But we try to as best we can, but sometimes it's very hard to stay organic. But we are nice. We're like a Whole Foods. Nothing in the building is what they call, you know, tainted with anything that's not good for you.
Okay, so you've got pastries, you make cakes. I understand that eventually you're going to bring in breads?
We're going to bring some breads in, specialty breads. We have a supply that we can get that stuff from. But also about the baker, he's been baking for, he's 35, and he's been baking almost for 19 years. It's kind of crazy, but most of his life has been baking. He's from the North End. He had his own pastry shop on Salem Street. And he was forced out of business due to, you know, the high rents, whatever. So he's best friends with my son. And what we did was we got this together about 10 years ago, and we tried to put it together with him included and the coffees, and here we are.
How about the process of getting this thing up and running with the town and so forth?
The town was absolutely wonderful. Everyone from the first meeting with the variance board to the very end, it was so welcoming. It was just it was unbelievable. Very welcoming. It was like they were partners in getting me in business. It was just tremendous, and I mean that in every aspect. It was just wonderful.
That's good to hear. So what's next? I mean, you've got pastries, you've got cakes and so forth. Are you looking to expand like into maybe breakfast sandwiches and so forth?
We're doing that now.
Oh, you're doing that now?
And yeah, and we're expanding a lot of that stuff. And we're trying to, the best we can. We're going to meet with the gluten-free bakery in Cambridge and see if we can do something for, you know, the people that have, you know, gluten problems. But we're working on that. But we just want to make sure that everybody comes in, gets out pretty fast, get what they want, and they're happy, that's all.
Well, you're in a great location right at the bridge. I understand you already did something with the police department, about a week ago?
Yes, we did. It was wonderful for them, I mean, and myself, but I guess coffee with a cop, and that worked out well. There was a mob scene out there. And it was just wonderful. And the community came out to see the policemen, which was wonderful, and they did straggle in here, so that was good for us. You know?
John, best of luck to you and your family in this great business. The hours of operation, that's one thing I forgot to ask you, very important.
About 6:30 a.m. to 9 p.m. We're open. But if the coffee's ready, we'll open the door at 6:15 or whatever, and they come in. But thank you so much.
Okay, awesome. We're up here at Adriana's Cafe and Pastry Shop here at the bridge. There's ample parking. It's right in front of or a side of Ace Hardware. Come on down. The coffee's great. The pastry's great. I can vouch for that. I had the pecan roll the other day, and I put on about 2 inches. But really, come on down. This is a great asset to the community that's been added, and they're going to have years of success because the place has just been, it's just rolling with people. Come on down. Adriana's Pastry, right here at the bridge on Main Street.
Welcome to Front Square is Talking. My name is John Floyd. I'm interviewing today, it's my pleasure, Sandra Jonek-Schiff. How you doing this morning?
Wonderful, thank you.
And we have a subject we're going to talk today that I don't know anything about. And I'm probably the perfect person to ask you all this stuff because I get a million questions. So, Save the Bees. This is the project you got going here in Winthrop. Okay, now, explain everything.
Well, I've always loved insects, and I actually wanted to be an entomologist, and I love bees. I was a city girl, just loving insects. So a few years ago, I started hearing about how bees are suffering, and this country uses them in commercial agriculture, and they're dying off. Pesticides are killing them. They truck them across the country, and they're suffering, and they have viruses. So it was a perfect opportunity for me to just have a hive. So I'm just in my glory now, you know, having 80,000 bees in my backyard and feeling good about it. And I support a company called Best Bees, and they manage this hive for me. And the owner is a doctor. So I get to learn what's going on in the hive. They have different little mites there and viruses and
Well, let's stop. What do they do? What is the benefits to having a beehive within this area?
Well, they're pollinating everything everywhere, you know. So the more we have, the better. And they only live 20 days, though. So it's
you can't name them and get attached to them.
Live 20 days.
That could be the perfect pet, you know. Now let me ask you also. I know we were talking that you actually get honey from them too.
50 pounds a year.
Holy cow! And if anybody like myself cooks, uses honey, that's expensive stuff.
And it's good, and it's the best. And I always had a thing for sugar, which is, you know, white granulated sugar. Oh, it's a killer, so why not use honey? So.
No, that's great. Now, Sandra, you don't wake up in the morning and say, I think I'm going to go out and get a beehive. I mean, how'd you get started? Would you just start going on the yellow pages? Or I take that back, I'm showing my age. Did you go on the internet and start looking, or how'd you get started?
Well, I'm involved with the Winthrop Historical Society, and one day Noah Rich Wilson was there, so he owns Best Bees. We had him do a talk there at the society. So I was the first one that got on the bandwagon, and I think another woman here in Winthrop has too. And it's been a few years, you know.
And they could get in touch with this person. Is he a Winthrop resident?
No, Boston. He has a studio on Molina Cass Boulevard, and they're extracting the honey and making frames and making hives. And they come and, you know, take the frames out. So they come in their suits, and they come every 3 weeks.
Now,
so I get about 15 to 20 pounds every three or 4 weeks.
Wow. Now, if you had and it's only those, basically, and I'm sure Barbara could pick this up, the 2 boxes in back there, which we're seeing bees coming out, that's the only space it takes?
No, it'll increase to 4 boxes. So we build it. So, and then in the wintertime it decreases, so it's from 1 to 4 boxes. So each box could hold about 20,000 bees. So there's different things going on in each box, little do you know.
No, I don't know, so why don't we talk about that? What's going on in the box right now?
Well, in the bottom, there's probably the honey, and then in the center, the brood, and also the queen is always in the center, protected, and it grows and expands.
You mentioned that the bees last an average of 20 days. Is the queen bee also?
No, 7 years for her. 7 long years.
See that, guys? See that? So even in the bee world. So, but I noticed now, you said the company comes in, but I see you have an extractor over here, which we're going to take a look at now. So why don't we go over there and you can explain what they do with this thing. Yep. Okay, Sandra, you said this is a honey extractor. Can you tell me how that works?
Okay, so out of the boxes there, the beehive, we have 12 frames each box. And this is what the bees do to this thin piece of wood. They come back and they load it up like this, both sides. It's about 2 inches thick. So each frame...
That's a little heavy, too.
Yeah, each frame is about 3 pounds. So 12 of these are coming out of one box. That could be, 20 or 30 pounds of honey. So a honey extractor will take 2 to 3 of these frames. You insert them in here, and then you spin it round, and the force of it spinning inside, round and round and round, centrifugal force, just spins the honey right out. And then if I open this and put a container below, the honey flows. It's great.
You better put that down because I'm going to start eating it, and me and the camera person are going to get some. Yeah, I know it looks delicious.
It's just perfect.
She actually took a little taste when she lifted it up. Now, how long will that stay all right in that box
Forever.
like that?
Forever.
Just wow. So you can just
all natural. Nothing's been done to it. Nothing has to be done to it. Yep, all natural forever.
Taste it. Show the people how good it tastes. This is live TV, so you know.
Want something?
Yeah, I'm gonna have some after. But so you heard this. You heard the speaker at the Winthrop Improvement Historical Association.
Right.
You like the idea. You got in touch with this guy. He put these in. They maintain it. Who gets all the honey?
I do.
So if anybody, we'll post Sandra's address so you can come over and get a jar.
Definitely. No, I'll build up an inventory, and I'll probably show up at the French Square Farmers Market one of these days with a nice table. And I did already pick a name. Honey by the Sea will be the label.
Oh, that's awesome.
Product of Winthrop, Honey by the Sea. Wow, so just give me some time. I'm just trying to build it up because I do use it.
the Bill Gates of Winthrop. No, but this is great, and you're doing something natural and something good, and you're producing something good. So it's an all-around win-win-win.
Yeah, it's just wonderful. It's just I'm a happy camper here in my yard.
Hey folks, this is Mike Cabral from WCAT. I am here with Betsy Shane, who is the Executive Director of the Chamber of Commerce, and we are here to talk about some upcoming Chamber events, beginning with the 7th annual Townwide Yard Sale. Why don't you tell us a little bit about that, Betsy?
That's right. So this is our 7th year of doing this. It is a townwide yard sale that the Chamber puts on. Anybody who's interested in being a part of it can call our office, or you can sign up online at winthropchamber.com under events. It's a great opportunity to spring clean, and you know, we all hoard things a little too long, and this was a long winter, so just being outside having some fun on a day would be great. It's on Saturday, June 13th. It's rain or shine. It's from 9 o'clock in the morning until 1 o'clock in the afternoon, or as long as you want to go, but that's what we're advertising it as. We give out to every household, we give out chamber balloons so that you know that people know it's an official yard sale household. We put you on a map that we print out a couple hundred of and goes to every household and is all over town that you can pick up so you can see the locations and the street addresses. It's on a Google map, so if you want to do everything from your smartphone, you can do that also in order to find the locations. It's, you know, we're somewhere around 75 now, and sometimes it gets over 100. Deadline is next Friday, June 5th. And the reason for the deadline that's really important is we've got to get those maps printed. And so in order to get people on those maps and get them printed and get them out to different locations, we need to have the deadline be Friday, June 5th, so just about a week out. So this coming a week from today is what it's going to be.
And people sign up for this. How do they sign up? How do they know?
So they can sign up by coming down to our office. It's $25 per household or yard sale. It's you can sign up also online at winthropchamber.com, or you can just give us a call, and if you need to do a credit card over the phone, we can do that right at the office. Any one of those. We just need to make sure that then we've got your address so that we can put you on the map.
Okay, and for the folks out there watching this, how would they get the map? They'll be able to get a map.
So we're going to deliver in the morning between 7 and 8:45, however fast we can, to all the households, balloons, so that anybody driving around sees the balloon and then knows that's an official thing. Every one of those households will have a map. We'll have some, and then we'll put them in a bunch of the different retail locations around here. So I'm sure Cafe Delight will take some, and Blackstrap will take some, and anybody sort of not just in this section but in the different business sections. So up on Crest Ave, down at Delby's Corner, different places will have maps, Twist and Shake, places like that. So you can pick one up wherever you want, or from our office. And then again, it's also a Google map. So if you've got a smartphone, you can get it on the Google map. And another way to just stay updated with any of this stuff is we've got the website, we've got we've got like 5 Facebook pages, but we've got one specifically for the Winthrop Townwide Yard Sale. So people can always go in and like that and then stay up to date on what's going on with that one.
That's great. So with the short time we have left, I think you have an upcoming breakfast, your business breakfast?
Yep. So on Tuesday, June 9th is our business breakfast. It's going to be at the Winthrop Elks. Breakfast starts at 7:30. Program runs from 8 to 9. Our guest speaker in June is Al Legee, who's the fairly new Commissioner of Inspectional Services. So he's taking care of building department issues, inspectional services, health department. They're doing a great job down there, and they're really trying. We're working well with them at trying to help people in business in particular facilitate the process of things that they might need to process through them. In addition to that, it's also, we give out school scholarships with Dunkin' Donuts at the Bridge. It's a combination between us and them, and so our scholarship winners will be at the breakfast and will be getting their awards. And then on further down the line, but mark your calendar, is Family Day at the Beach, which is Saturday, July 25th. And that's at Ural Beach, and that's the same as always, a slip and slide, which we've all had fun with, adults and children. Yep, we've all done that. Businesses can put out tents, so they can get in touch with me or with Wendy at the office about that. And For Kids Only, which is right across from us right now, does great games and contests with the kids. So we've got a DJ, we've got the marketplace doing burgers and dogs and pizza. It's just a great day to be at the beach. It's always a great day to be at the beach. This is especially a great day to be at the beach.
Well, Betsy, thank you very much for sharing all that with us.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me on.
No problem. There you go, folks. I'm Mike Cabral from WCAT with the latest on chamber events for the summer. Thank you.
Hello, Winthrop, and welcome back to another episode of French Square is Talking. Today I'm here with Tony Majahad of the Airport's Hazard Committee. Tony, I understand there's a more formal name of this committee.
Yes, there is. It's the Noise, Air Pollution, and Airport Hazards Committee. It's been established pretty much in 1971, and it's been around for 40 years. Some of the original members are with us, and they were very influential for 10 or 20 years, holding back the central runway thing until the federal judges said that you're interfering with intercommerce, so you have to let them do it. But they did hold off the runway construction for 20 years, which could have had some great effect on who's sick today and who's not sick. But I'm here today to talk about basically all the hazards of the air pollution of the airport. We have a little hotline, and it's called the Massport. It's in the telephone book. It's called the Massport Noise Complaint. But I have a little refrigerator magnet. Can you see that? And the little refrigerator magnet says Massport Complaint Hotline. And if you look at the bottom, we have a little plane, and then we have Town of Winthrop. But we're going to be making some more of these, and we're going to switch around the thing from air pollution noise to noise air pollution to get the official title of the committee. And so the number is 617-561-3333. And this goes directly to Massport, and it connects to their sound complaint department, and it also, once they get a complaint from a citizen here in Winthrop, they take the recording, they record your name and everything, and then they identify where you are, and then they have a record of what time the complaint came in, what the complaint was. It doesn't necessarily have to be noise. Now, I'll get to that in a minute. And then identifies where you're located, and then later on they figure out the coordinates and everything where you are, and they put a little synopsis of what you said, and they translate it from the recording, and that goes into a paragraph form, and then it's sent to me or whoever represents us. It's sent to me, and what we try to do, we try to get together a huge volume of how many complaints there are, and they've been very good today lately. Frank Iacovino, he's my contact. He's at Massport, very excellent gentleman, and he's been doing something different over the last couple of years. He's been collecting all the data, not just a paper report, but he's taking it and putting it into Excel spreadsheets. And in the Excel spreadsheets, we can do, the level, when it was. We can identify the address, and then later on, what he did was he did a map where you have wherever there was a complaint on the map of Winthrop, he put a little marker in the person's name. So we're eventually going to get that out to the public and show that there's cluster areas like Court Road, and of course Point Shirley has a lot of complaints because they get the brunt of all this terrible noise. Now back to the complaints. You can give a complaint, and even our director, one of our members, Bob Driscoll, and his daughter, who live over by Pleasant Road. There was an incident back in last September where the plane had to fly around, and it came very close to all the houses. So when it came in, there was another plane coming in from the other direction, so the control tower says fly around, and they went around, but in doing so they couldn't pull up fast enough, so they were there. And then 2 years ago, one of Bob Driscoll also saw a flight come in that wasn't supposed to be that low. It was another fly around. It was over by Fort Heath and by the what are they? Seal Harbor condos. So when you give it to them to that, they come back with a more thorough evaluation of what happened with the fly arounds or near miss to the ground type of thing. And then of course the sound measurements come in, and the sound complaints come in, and they just accumulate those. And some of the other things, being the Airport Hazards Committee, the hazards include stormwater runoff, not just noise and air pollution. When they de-ice the planes and it rains, that stuff goes onto the runway, and then it gets drained into the water. They should be having, I'm not sure, I'll have to double check this, they should have a water system that scrubs it before it gets to the sewers or to the runoff. And then the other thing is discharge. They do have discharges that discharge into the bay, and they have to be permitted by the federal government to allow them to do that, and they have to do testing. Sometimes 6 months, sometimes 3 months, and they test for things like oil and grease, which is from the jet fuels, or benzene, the VOCs, which are the volatile organic compounds, and sometimes they test for the base neutral materials, which they don't vaporize right away like benzene or gasoline would. It takes a long time for them to break down in the environment.
Well, thank you, Tony. That was very informative. Now, where can people go to get more information on the topics that you were discussing?
Well, if you go to the town website, I don't have our official website, but you go to the town website, you go to board and committees, there's a category there. A window will open up, and you'll follow it down, and you'll see the Noise, Air Pollution, and Airport Hazards Committee. You click on that, and that'll bring you to the site we have. It has all the members. When you get to the site, the website, there is a email. And then if you want to write to us, you can write us through the email. It's at the bottom of the site. And we all should get it as committee members. And also we have a post office box there if you want to drop something off. Or, just if you can get through the website to the email and get to us if you have a complaint. And lots of times we hear by word of mouth some complaints, and then we get back to the people. This recent thing with the complaining of the air, Cathay Pacific Air, it's been very, very annoying to one gentleman over Point Shirley, so we're going to try to see what's going on. That's about it.
Well, thank you for joining us again, Tony. And Winthrop, we thank you for watching. This has been another episode of French Square is Talking. Have a good evening.